Hey there, so it's time for a new tree for this year, and there are lots of options, and there are things that everybody should know before choosing a tree. Rule number one, never buy a tree without actually seeing it. If you're just picking from a box, you may be disappointed when you get home. So we're going to show you a few options and things here in our store at Trees and Trends, and just educate you a little on why things are the prices they are and what to look for your best suited pieces. We've got lots of options in heights, colors, even upside down if you want it. We have upside down in floor models or table models, and you have the option of pre-lit, or if you've got your own lights that you like to do yourself or have a need for an unlit tree, you can do that too. So as we're wandering along, there are many different things to look at. One of the first things everybody looks at, of course, is price. But there are the number of tips, which means how many actual end pieces are on a tree, and also on tags you'll see number of lights. Some people like the burning bush of Moses look, in which case you will never find that in a pre-lit tree. You'll always have to add more. But you'll have options of anywhere from 400 to say 1200 lights, depending on the height and size of the tree. Other things that you want to look for is how much space do you have in your house? Do you have room for a tree that's 5 foot wide? So you want to decide where in your house that you'd like to use this. Take a measurement, think about what furniture you're going to have to move, because a full-size tree, for instance like these, can be up to 6 foot across at the bottom. One of the more popular options is a slim line, which is more like this black tree that we have, which by the way looks great with reds and silvers and other metallics. But they're much smaller at the bottom, often no more than 3 foot across, even for a 9 foot height. So you don't have to move all of your furniture and you still get just as elegant a look. In addition to that, for those of you who like that fresh cut look, as well as smell, we have what's called a PVC tip. It's actually a plastic or vinyl. Now it's a very high grade. A lot of people walk up, and I'll hear in the stores, and they'll feel of it and they'll be like, oh, that's plastic, I don't want that, that'll break off. Well, this is a very high quality plastic, or vinyl as you will, and so it's very flexible, it's very soft. These spruce tips feel like the real thing, and you have that fresh look. Now, if you want that smell, there are actually new this year called scent sickles. And these are just little green rods that are like a potpourri scent that you can just hang in the tree, put a couple of them at a time, and they really smell like a fresh cut tree. Okay, this is another aisle in the store, and we've got a lot of different designer options here. Now this tree is more what we're used to seeing all of the time. It's your basic green cut. There are a couple of different types of cut to give you a little bit of texture, but overall it's your basic branch construction. Now when you're looking at trees, and this does affect price, if you think you found a really great price teal, I want you to take that tree and push it back and forth. If it shakes more than this one does, the center pole is probably really lightweight, and by the time you put your ornaments on or put any pressure against it at all, that tree's going to go down. And nobody loves a tree with a bunch of broken ornaments. Also, the heavier that center pole is, the longer that tree's going to hold up year after year. Look at your light strings. Make sure that you don't see a bunch of cord everywhere, because that shows a poor quality construction, and the looser the cords are when you're putting the tree up and taking it down year after year, the more light problems you're going to have because wires are going to get broken. Okay, other options. We have flocking. This is more your standard flock tree, Whereas here you see this nice shaggy version that looks like it's just come through a snowstorm. The nice open spaces, this is great when you've got larger ornaments to show. If you have fewer ornaments or smaller ornaments, you want to go to something thicker. So you want to look for a higher tip count. But if you've got large collector ornaments that you like to show off, find something that's got more layers to it. And that makes it much easier to hang and show your ornaments appropriately, so they're just hanging straight and not out on an angle. There are other tip options. I've already shown you one that really showed off the spruce tip. This is another that has like 5 different textures to it, so that you really just get a nice well, textural look, for lack of a better word, but it's like a mix of your fresh cut branches, so it's like you've added other things in with your trees. You have the option of multicolored lights or clear lights. Clear lights still sell 2 to 1 over the multi, but if you have a lot of mercury glass ornaments and multicolors and things, I always think the multicolor shows the best. You also have the option of green tones versus blue tones. This is your blue spruce, and this is your more typical hemlock color. So again, that depends on what works best with your home. Look at your upholsteries, look at your colors, and decide which color works best for you. Now, you can see down this side of me, all of the branches at the bottom are higher off the floor. This is better when you've got smaller spaces and when you like to put a lot of packages up under the tree. On this side, where you see the branches come lower to the floor, that's going to give you a lush look and really works best when you've got multiple trees in the home and you may not be putting all the family packages under this tree. You can just skirt it beautifully and the branches come almost all the way to the floor. Or if you really like that overblown look, then all your packages are out around the tree if you've got a lot of floor space. Other options, you can go for the really skinny trees, the Natal Trees, which we have one up here very close. These are good in the corners, particularly in dining rooms. They're also good clustered, where you've got 3 different heights going on, and that gives you a very elegant look. It doesn't take very many ornaments for each one, but it's different and very, very classy. A bit more formal looking, but great for giving you some variation and just not your traditional single tree. So I hope this is giving you lots of good tips and things to search for on trees, and that you find what you're looking for and it works great for you. Thanks.